Okay guys, we're going over the 50 stroke test. What I usually do, right after I do the cushion crunch back, I'm going to add my filter to the back side, let the customer know that I have added that filter, so that way we can see if anything's blown out of the rainbow at the very end. Now, I'm going to get up, I'm going to get their vacuum, the vacuum's already out, and I usually go find a good part of the house that's pretty high traffic, maybe an entryway right inside of a bedroom. If they don't have anything but an area rug out, I usually try to see if they have a bedroom. Right after you get done with the 50 stroke test, you got a test drive, so always try to find a good position to put the rainbow at and plug it in. That way, right when you get done with this 50 stroke test, you can just take the filters off of it, plug it in, and they'll be set up to pull the rainbow throughout the house. If it's stuck in some sort of weird area and they won't be able to take off, it gets kind of weird in there, so just make sure that you pick a good spot to do your 50 stroke test at. Right whenever you've decided exactly where the 50 stroke test is going to be, what you need to do is, I don't just ask Emily, hey, can you vacuum this spot 50 times for me? I say, hey, Emily, can you help me for just a second if you don't mind?
Sure.
Do you mind helping me for just a second?
Yeah.
And then she comes over here, I'm going to give this to her, and as soon as she puts this in her hand, I'm going to tell her what I need her to do. Okay, so Emily, what I need you to do is just take this thing and go down and back 25 times. So it's going to be a total of 50. And we just do this to show everybody in the house that it's not that you don't keep a clean house. But you could literally go over a spot 50 times before I get here. And I'm going to put a cloth on there and we'll see what the rainbow picks up after the sharp. And, you know, it's just the fact you go over a spot 50 times, it's not going to pick up all the stuff. So just go ahead and go over down and back for me, and we're just going to pretend that she has that on cleaning. And I might have the rainbow over here on high to suck this stuff out of the air while she's using it, just to kind of subconsciously put it in their head that it's blowing dust out. Okay. Now while she's doing this 50 times, what you have to do is you've got to get these two rods out of the box, get your power nozzle out, plug it in, and then you have to have the rainbow over here ready for your customer. Right after she gets done, we want to put this in her hand, and this is a transference of ownership right here, because she's been using this down and back 25 times. She feels how heavy it is. Everybody knows that operating this thing is way different than a regular vacuum. So she's smelling this, she's using it, she's feeling the weight, and then you're going to take this and you're going to say, okay, now I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to put two cloths right here on the intake, and it'd be like we took a picture of what the shark left behind, okay? Here's what a lot of people will do. This thing right here, they will not push the button down all the way, maybe just a little bit, and it will still grab right there. On a brand new unit, they'll just reach down and go like that, and it'll break that spring in there. That's what's happened to this one. That's why we are able to do it. But you make sure to just tell the customer, push all the way down on this, pull it back to you. Whenever I turn it on, just let it wind up. After it gets wound up, squeeze that trigger, and it'll just go over the same exact spot that you went over with your shark. Okay? And we're just going to go ahead and simulate that for you real quick. If you'll notice here, I'm putting two cloths on it. And I'm going to make sure the cloths are folded back in there and held on nice and tight, securing them with my two fingers. Snap it into play. We'll turn it on here. All right, Emily, go to town. And you can hear it. It just lost airflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure those two flaps. That way it didn't suck the dirt back off the cloth, and then I'm going to show what it picked up. So see guys, you could go over a spot 50 times before I come over and there's still going to be stuff left behind. So it's not that you don't keep a clean house. I mean, it's obvious you guys keep a pretty clean house, but if you're cleaning with a bag or filter top sweeper, it just clogs up and loses airflow. You're going to do this about 7 times. You're going to keep pulling dirt. Okay, you guys can pull a lot of dirt right here on a 50 stroke test. One thing I want you guys to realize, you see the dirt on this cloth? Here's a common mistake that a lot of people will do. And I'll say, man, that 50 stroke test, it ain't pulling up any dirt. Let's stick this dirty cloth back on there. And Darren, if you don't mind, just getting a little closer with that camera, I'm going to show you guys what happens if you'll just get up close to this intake right here. And I'm going to turn this on. You guys know there's dirt on there. Watch how fast this sucks the dirt off of the cloth. You can't hardly see it. I'll take it off and it sucks it right off. See? All because I didn't secure those top flaps. So just make sure you guys do that, okay? That's what we're going to do right here in training right now. We're going to practice putting these two cloths on there. Someone will get it dirty for us, and then we'll just change the cloth out, okay? Hopefully this helps you guys out.